Someone took that away from us, and that angers me every single day.
James Woods of Streetsboro died by suicide at the age of 17 in November. He died after police say he was the victim of sextortion. His death left his parents grieving and heartbroken, and Streetsboro police trying to do everything they can to find the suspect who was extorting the high school senior.
We start looking at usernames and IP addresses to try and track down where money may have gone, where the images may have gone, to track who's doing it and where they're going. And it's a very large process.
Streetsboro detectives are still working the case now with the help of federal agencies. They believe the suspect in this case may live thousands of miles away in another country.
What we're finding is a lot of them are coming from either the Gold Coast or Nigeria.
The chief explained to us that most sextortion cases start on social media.
It starts out with maybe a gaming app, a messaging app. You know, it could be your Instagram, Snapchat, any of the apps that the kids are using these days, and they will have somebody friend request them. And from there, the conversations start. And what we're finding is that we have typically a grown adult male acting as if they are a teenage female or a same-aged peer.
The suspect then starts an online relationship and gets the victim, in some cases, to send nude photographs.
Once our bad guy has those images, then it turns into the actual sextortion part.
And in the Woods case, the suspect threatened to send photos of the teen to people on his friends list if he didn't send money.
The bad guy in this case was still pushing it and still reaching out and threatening, one of his friends to send in money. And he didn't care that, this child had taken his life over this. It wasn't a thing to them. It's just money.
The Fox 8 I-Team has learned that Woods is one of thousands of teenage boys nationwide to become a victim of this online crime in 2022. And the FBI tells us that nationwide last year, there were more than a dozen suicides linked to sextortion.
The most vulnerable age group is 10 to 17 for us. We have seen cases as young as 7.
The explosive increase in teenage boys being targeted online and extorted for money after being tricked into sending sexually explicit pictures is something law enforcement officials on the state and federal level have never seen before.
It is one of those crimes that's just drastically underreported.
And the Streetsboro chief believes there are even more victims who are remaining silent out of fear and embarrassment.
Once we had the case that made the news with Mr. Woods, we did get a couple more reports. And I don't think we would have heard from those victims had it not been a big push to get that information out there.
Law enforcement officials urge any victim of sextortion to report it as soon as possible.
Report early. Stop talking to these people and let law enforcement take action.
In Streetsboro, Peggy Gallick, Fox 8 I-Team.